The mysterious, the macabre, the out of this world. The following are real people. They have real stories, and they've had real encounters. Here tonight on Newsworthy, 2 words and 2 question marks.
He's alive! Have you checked the children? Get out!
Hey guys, we are back at the UC Cumberland Bigfoot Festival in Crossville, Tennessee, and we have Jill here with us. Jill is a paranormal investigator who has some spooky stories she wants to share.
Well, I'd say my first one, because I always say a healthy skeptic, but I've learned to be a believer. I actually went on a public ghost hunt at the old historic Harriman Hospital, which I do volunteer with them some now.
Now, where's that at?
It's in Harriman, Tennessee. It's
Okay.
only about 30 minutes away from here. And so I just went on actually a public ghost hunt, and somebody, so my brother, he's with the SWAT team and stuff, had loaned me his, black light glasses,
Right.
And as soon as I got up to the floor, like I said, complete skeptic and everything, and I looked up, and I had the night vision goggles, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And there is this person, they look like they're about 6'4", big burly guy right in front of me.
Oh, geez.
And it's still probably dusk. It's about 6 o'clock this time of year, so light's still kind of pouring in. And the only people that were on the floor was me, and then 2 of my friend and then her daughter was with us. And we had been the first one to make it to the floor, but he's standing. So I took him off real quick, and I turned around and I said, "Was there somebody up there with us?" And they're like, "No." And I said, "I just saw this huge person in front of me." And they're like, "Yeah." And it's a dead hallway. Nobody can get to that. So we're investigating the rest of the night. And at the end, like I said, I've got to know the crew, and I volunteer there some with the folks. And Ronnie D's great. I'll give him a shout out. He owns that in Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, which is in around Jasper, Tennessee.
Now, and they're only open for ghost hunting at this point, right? Or are they open for like...
Yeah, the hospitals are officially closed as far as hospitals.
Gotcha.
They've built new hospitals. But Ronnie came down from Chicago because they were fixing to demolish both or at least the Harriman Hospital after they built the new one. So he bought it, and he bought South Pittsburgh. And so they actually will do private ghost tours.
Oh, nice.
And so you can pay to do private ghost tours, and they do public hunts about once or twice a month as well. But that was just crazy. So at the end of the hunt, they were like, "So, did anybody have any experiences?" So I was brand new to the thing, and they were like, "Did anybody see that?" Well, about 4 or 5 different groups were like, on the third, I can't remember if it's 3rd or 4th floor, they're like, "We saw this huge guy."
Oh, wow.
And none of us had all talked, and they're like, "Okay, we were wondering if he was going to come out to play."
Uh-huh.
And none of us had compared stories and stuff. So he's authentic for sure. I also work with, I'm part of the crew with Ghost Hunt Weekends, and we do several events all around the country. I don't get to travel as much, but there's a place called the Thomas House Hotel in Red Bowling Springs, which is about an hour from Cookeville.
Okay.
And it was one of the places where the original hot springs were back before the interstate came through and stuff. So people would come there. That was their spa days.
Right.
And all that.
That's cool.
I work there about once a month.
I lived in Idaho for a while, and we had hot springs, and I used to love going up there. You'd have to hike like 45 minutes to an hour to get up to it. And then, of course, you get up there, and I didn't realize that clothing was optional.
Oh.
And I get up there, and I'm with a bunch of folk, and they just start getting naked, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Okay, whatever. So we all hop in the water, and I did that and loved it. And it wasn't, I did that for a whole winter. We'd hike up through the snow, and that winter, that Christmas or that spring, I don't remember which, Dante's Peak came out. Do y'all remember that movie?
Yeah.
And the scene where the kids were jumping in and they got cooked. I was out, not getting in another hot spring. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. Go ahead.
No. So we do stuff at the Thomas house, and it's full of activity. It was
Really?
an old hotel. It's burned down like 3 or 4 times, and they've built it back. And so there's a sweet family that has like apartment right behind that's connected to it, and they've got their kids. They've got their grandkids that run around, and they'll have stories about the black top hat man. One of the kids is about 10 now, and I think he's got like 2 sisters and a brother. He's the one I see all the time. He's like 10 going on 35 usually is what I say. But he said he'd get in a fight with his brother because he kept thinking that his brother would pull off the covers. And he'd look up and it was the man in the top hat. But they've heard stories so much that it doesn't faze them. But the first time I was there, we're eating dinner because they have a great buffet dinner and stuff before the hunts. And this guy was like, the kids just start running around and nobody's paying attention to the kids. And I looked over and tapped somebody on the shoulder. I go, they are real, aren't they? Because those kids are just so used to just running around and all
Right.
that. They've got 3 ghost children there and a few other, like the old owner of the hotel. He's called like the Whistle Man, Mr. Coy.
Wow.
And so I was there a couple weekends ago, and before we could even start asking him, we were leading a tour, and we had all brand new people. We hadn't even got to tell them about the Whistle Man. And all of a sudden, we get whistling, like it was just a deep whistle. And I caught it on audio, and we're like, was anybody whistling? They're like, no, why would we whistle? They didn't even know
Right.
what the legend was.
That's insane.
But
And that's awesome.
But we get a couple kids. Edwin is one of a little boy, when they had a pool when it was a resort there. His brother was a lifeguard. He went inside and he actually passed away. He drowned.
Oh.
But he loves candy, so this time of year he'll come out, and if you lay out candy and stuff, he'll interact with the REM pods and stuff like that. So the kids love their candy.
Yeah, man, that's impressive. And you guys, you said you're with a couple different groups. Give them a shout out here. Let's get them some business.
So, like I said, Ronnie D with Old Haunted Harriman Hospital and South Pittsburgh Hospital. And they host them and also Ghost Hunt Weekends, which they do, like I said, Thomas House, but they go all over with them. They have Steve from Ghost Hunters. Both take the Wraith Chasers. Wraith Chasers have become great, which used to be called the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. They're out of Portland, Tennessee, but now they've gotten so big, they're the Wraith Chasers.
Right.
And they're just an amazing group of guys, and both amazing tour groups and stuff as well. And I've worked with some with Chattanooga Ghost Tours as well.
Wow.
For that.
That's awesome.
But I fell into it kind of accidentally. I went with, like I said, went on that public tour for Ghost Hunt Weekends, or to Harriman. And then my friend asked me to do the Gainesboro hunt, and she's out of it. She's like, this is too much for me. I can't do this. And the first time we did Gainesboro, there was a monument there that they think is a burial site. Right on downtown Gainesboro and stuff, and they're like, we're not quite sure where it is, but it's in honor of like a settler's family. And I was there Friday night, and we were getting no activity, had never done anything, done little trolley tours and stuff. And I started asking questions, and they have a thing called a K2 meter that registers. You can use it to get electromagnetic fields if you're an electrician or whatever. And I was getting direct responses to my questions. So Chad, that's the leader of Ghost Hunt Weekends, he's like, are you coming back tomorrow night? And I was like, well, I live an hour and a half away, wasn't really planning on it. And he says, just come back. He said, you've got some sort of energy that they seem to like you. Well, the next night, same thing. Stuff was quiet. And he said, do your thing. He had never met, that was the first time he'd ever met me. And he asked me to be part of the crew, and it's just been that cool from
That's
ever
awesome.
since. But we've done the Titanic. He's the only one that's allowed to do the Titanic in Pigeon Forge and Branson. And so we'll go, Wraith Chasers does that. And we've actually had, because of all the haunted artifacts and stuff, because everybody goes, you guys know that's not the real Titanic, right? That's the number one thing we hear, like, but the artifacts are really, really haunted and stuff like that. So
it's crazy.
Any specifics you want to know about?
No, man. I love the fact that you guys are able to do that you're able to reach out and touch. And I have an aunt that is very open. Had she had any formal training, she would be a superstar. But I absolutely believe in that realm. It takes so much energy for them to make those things happen. So for them to reach out to you, that says something about you. Jill, thanks for coming on the show. And just for the record, Jill has sworn she didn't actually push Jack down the hill.
Absolutely.
He tripped.
He tripped.
That's her story.
Whiny, but he
That's
tripped
her
on his
story.
own.
She's sticking to it. Jill, thank you so much for being on here.
Nice to meet you.
You too. And Jerry, if you can't see the light,
Be the light.